Hey everyone! He-Who here from LeetCode. Today we're solving LeetCode 1071. Greatest Common Divisor of Strings, using Java. Now, at first glance, the title sounds a little strange. GCD for strings. We're used to finding the greatest common divisor of numbers. But how do strings have a GCD? Today, we've answered that's exactly what we're going to figure out today. We'll first understand the problem visually. Then we'll look at a simple brute force solution. And finally, we'll uncover a really neat optimal trick that solves the problem in linear time. Let's jump in. First, let's understand the problem statement. A string T is said to divide another string S if repeating T several times can build the entire string S. Our goal is to find the largest string that can divide both S tier R1 and S tier R2. Let's look at a few examples. In the first example, ABCBC and ABC, the answer is simply ABC. Why? Because repeating ABC twice gives ABC, and repeating it once gives ABC. So ABC divides both strings. Now look at this example AB and AB. Here the answer is AB. Repeat AB 3 times, and you get the first string. Repeat it twice and you get the second. Perfect. Now here's a case where no answer exists. LEET and OD, there is no common repeating pattern that can build both strings. T. So we return an empty string. Now let's think about what the problem is really asking. Instead of thinking about entire strings, think about building blocks. Imagine AB as a Lego block. If I repeat that block, AB plus AB plus AB, I get AB. And if I repeat it twice, AB plus AB, I get AB. Same building block, different number of repetitions. That's exactly what we're searching for. A common building block. And not just any common block. Today, the largest one possible. Let's start with the most straightforward idea. Brute force. We'll take every possible prefix of the smaller string and test whether it can build both strings. Let's use AB. We'll start with the longest possible prefix. AB. Strings, no. Next, try ABA. Still no. Then try AB. And suddenly it works. AB can build both strings. So the brute force solution returns AB. Simple, but not very efficient. Let's dry run the brute force approach. Suppose S2R1 equals ABC, S2R2 equals ABC. The smaller length is 3. So we begin with a candidate length of 3. Take the first 3 characters. ABC. Now check the first string. Can repeating ABC build ABC? Yes. ABC repeated twice becomes ABC. Perfect match. Now check the second string. Can repeating ABC build ABC? Also yes. ABC repeated once is ABC. Both checks passed. So we immediately return ABC. Done. But here's the problem. For every candidate prefix, we're rebuilding strings again and again. That means a lot of repeated work. The brute force solution ends up being roughly O of n squared. Can we do better? Absolutely. And this is where the interesting observation comes in. Here's the key insight. If 2 strings are built from the same repeating pattern, then concatenating them in either order should produce exactly the same result. Let's test that. AB gives A, AB. Now reverse the order. AB plus A also gives ABA, exactly the same string. That's not a coincidence. It's telling us both strings come from the same underlying pattern. Now compare that with lead plus QOD, which becomes LeetCode, and QOD plus LeetEE, which become Leet, different results. No shared repeating base, no answer. So, before doing anything else, we can perform one simple check. If str1 plus str2 is not equal to str2 plus str1, return an empty string immediately. Game over. Once that check passes, finding the answer becomes easy. The answer length must divide both string lengths. For example, length of ABAB is 6. Length of ABAB is 4. What's the greatest common divisor of 6 and 4? It's 2. And what are the first two characters of the string? A B. That's our answer. So all we need is the GCD of the two lengths. Then return that many characters from the beginning of *1. That's it. Now, let me walk you through the optimal solution. Step 1. Check if str1 plus str2 equals str2 plus str1. This tells us if both strings share the same repeating pattern. If they don't, return an empty string right away. Step 2. Find the GCD of the two string lengths. We use the Euclidean algorithm for this. Step 3. Return the first GCD length. Characters from str1. That's our answer. Final dry run. S2r1 is ABABA, B. str2 is ABAB. First, the concatenation check. B plus ABAB equals ABAB plus ABA. BAB both give ABAB. So the check passes. Now, lengths. str1 has length 6. str2 has length 4. GCD of 6 and 4. 4 goes into 6 once, remainder 2. 4 goes into 2 0 times, remainder 0. So GCD is 2. Take the first two characters from str1, A and B. Return AB. Done. 2 time complexity is O of n plus m, where n and m are the lengths of the two strings. The concatenation check takes O of n plus m. The GCD calculation takes O of log of min of n and m. Space complexity is also O of m. N plus m for the concatenated strings. 2. Let's quickly recap. Step 1. Check whether str1 plus str2 equals str2 plus str1. If not, return an empty string. Step 2. Find the GCD of the two string lengths using the Euclidean algorithm. Step 3. Return the prefix whose length equals that GCD. Simple, elegant, and much faster than brute force. And that's it for LeetCode 1071. If you found this explanation helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to LeetCode. Also let me know in the comments which problem you'd like me to cover next. Thanks for watching. This is Hugh signing off. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one.